For those of you who feel there is only one way to operate in the business world, fit in or get out, well, listen up. Being different is a powerful force if you know how to make the most of it. So here to talk about using your differences to attract opportunities is Chris Brogan. He is the publisher of Owner Magazine, a business magazine designed to help you grow your capabilities and your connections. And he is also author of several best-selling books. The newest one is called The Freaks Shall Inherit the Earth, Entrepreneurship for Weirdos, Misfits, and World Dominators. Great to see you, Chris.
So happy to be here, JJ.
You know, I think of entrepreneurship as often for the weirdos and misfits. Sort of, I can't go work for anyone else, so I got to go work for myself.
You know, I think that's where we start, and I think that along the way, the advice we get comes from a lot of MBAs and other people who have a great deal of knowledge and experience in business. And they say, well, you've got to shave off all those rough edges. And along the way, everything that made the person weird is probably what was going to make them succeed, and it gets pulled back a ways and pulled back a ways. And we just hear that over and over again. And I think that for every Richard Branson who just kept going as weird as he wanted to be, there's a lot more people who got throttled back a bit. Okay,
so talk about this idea of business is about belonging.
So we're in a really interesting time. So as everyone's trying to cover social media in different ways, and they're saying it's this great opportunity to engage and connect, what it also is a great deal of data on what people really want and what they really believe in. And it used to be that whatever was around you is what you got. And so, for instance, there are companies, Reebok, for instance, goes after CrossFitters and says, we will make shoes for you, CrossFit people. And it goes Spartan Race with Joe DeSena's company and says, we will make shoes for Spartan racers, which is really different than other companies, say like Nike, who says, we'll make shoes and I hope you like them.
Right.
So it's not a big versus small company kind of story. It's a story about how you choose to actually work with the tribe that you believe is part of your community.
Yeah, and I love this idea of tribes also. Okay, and then share the passion, not the product, because products, oftentimes a dime a dozen, right? I can buy this cup, I can buy this cup, but I might buy this one because of some connection that I have.
Well, sure. I mean, same example as the last one. I could say with Reebok that the people who are Spartan racers can recognize those shoes. I was at the gym. I saw a guy all the way across the gym had the same kind of shoe. And I said, oh, are you training for a Spartan race? Instant connection. The passion is what drives the people to do what they're doing. There's that in all other kinds of parts of business. And people who love to identify as I'm the type of person who are the easiest and best people to sell to if that's the project that you're working on.
Right, well, exactly. You know, they've already self-identified. And this also has to do with your next point of let the buyer be the hero. I'm not telling you what to do, you're telling me.
Right, if you make the buyer the hero, I mean, Steve Jobs said it, this fits 1,000 songs in your pocket. You could be the DJ. And that everyone got it. Everyone thought, I would love to be the DJ. I would love for people to like my music. And so making the buyer the hero, always tell the story about them. If you're making any kind of a product or service, make it about how successful they are. And don't add that jerky sentence that says, well, you know, because we helped you. That's assumed. That's why you're telling this story. But just make it about them.
Right, so tell their story, not yours. Back to the weirdos, misfits, etc. If you are a true weirdo, right, you are a true misfit. You were the one who didn't really get along with any group in school. Do you need to have someone by your side who's a little bit more socialized, maybe I say, to go into the investor meetings, to go into the partner meetings, or no? Can you just celebrate your weirdness?
I think that there's time for both. I think it's really interesting. Some of the people who have identified to me as freaks are the California's leading trial attorney, a dentist who changes the way he does dentistry. That's a much more personalized service. A bunch of CPAs, one of which who travels the world in his RV, giving out advice for accounting. So I think that you could be a weirdo and still have a business sense. If you know you don't have a business sense, that's kind of why I wrote the book, but if you know you don't have a business sense, then do ask some questions. But just always, if your heart and your gut and your belly says this is a bad idea, try it your way first. If you fail, learn from the failure. The book is full of how to learn from failure because I think that's one of our best teachers.
All right, well, Chris, congratulations on your new book. Thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us about it.
Thanks, JJ.